I'm going to start this video by saying I am not a fan of slipboard fence. I've worked with several of it. I am not a fan of it. It is a pain to deal with. And not something I would willingly have in my own farm, but this isn't my farm. So this is a slipboard fence that I've recently had to deal with. In this field there is a full-size horse and several minis. And of course, in spite of the fact that they have quite a bit of grazing, the grass is always greener on the other side. Now the owner of these horses has not been out, possibly never will be again. She is not in very good health, so I've been feeding them. And also went ahead, her mower is in the shop, used my mower to get everything cleaned up and tidy looking. I just haven't gotten into this area. And of course, like I said, the grass is greener. This little one here, she has her own separate pen because she has a problem with the founder at times, and when she does, she has to be penned up. Well, I got out here the other day. Oh, well, we made this pen. It meant switching this gate. It used to be over next to that barn there, and we had the welded wire fence to keep a dog out of the field, the owner of the horses. Well, when we moved the gate, the fencing did not quite reach all the way. So I get out here the other day. Two of the minis, or at least one of the misseed, had busted these two bottom boards. So I knew there were extra boards. I went and I got boards and put them in. Had a horrible time rounding these guys up. They got into my field, which I was not appreciative of. I had left the gate open into my area, and they were able to get in to my area and then go through where I have for me to get in without the horses getting in. And since they're a lot smaller than regular sized horses, they were able to get into my field. I ended up having to lock my horses up in the run-in and then literally dragging the two out. It was the only way I could get them to come with me, and got them in. Well, got out here the other day and they had taken the fence apart, and there was no sign of three of them. I found out later that the owner of the farm had grinded them up and just stuck them in her barn. I get out here last night. Two of them were back out wanting to get in, and they had needed fence boards a while ago for another area, and she had just taken the boards out of there. So what they had done was they broke the one board that was still in the area and jumped over to get out completely, because like I said, the grass is greener. So I managed to get them in, got a board up there, and tied it to the welded wire to hopefully keep them in. I get out here this morning and two of them were back in there. What they had done this time was they took the boards apart down there and pushed through the welded wire, because it's only tied on. It's very difficult to hammer into these posts or black locusts. So what I did, and this is something you may have to do if you have slipboard fences, because this is not the first instance I've known of horses taking apart a fence just so they could get to the grass on the other side. I went and I got screws. These are 2-inch screws. I only worried about the bottom board. If I had to do, the middle board, except for in her little pen over there, I did the top, the middle, and the bottom over there. Screwed all the boards together. Then what I did, I took 3-inch screws and I went through the fence post into the boards. Did it there, and here, here and here. Now you want to use screws and not nails for doing this. The boards that were used for this section of the fence, since this is a shorter area, needed shorter boards, was basically just using what broken ones that I could find that were the correct length. And as we get boards, if we get boards that are broke, that are better fit, we will use them. But if you use nails instead of screws, you need to replace a board. It's extremely difficult to get the boards apart since you've got them nailed together. So therefore, if I'm dealing with slipboard fence, that I like to use screws. Well, hopefully this means that I won't have to be rounding up any more minis. And they are hopefully nice and secure. But if you have a slipboard fence and you have horses that are escaping, do yourself a favor and screw the boards together.